Hey TB, I'm gonna make you a quick video here, maybe to help you out. I know trying to explain it via internet is or email is not always the greatest, so I'm just gonna kind of do a show and tell. Maybe it's advantageous to you or not. You can kind of see what you want to do. So here's what happened today. I got the roster from our visitors. So here's our visitors roster. It's on Excel or it's on a Google Sheet or whatever. Sometimes I get it on a PDF. I convert that to Excel or whatever I got to do to copy and paste this data. So here's the copy. I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to go ahead and copy all this data right through here. So I copy it and then I'm going to go to that file that you have right here, varsity game night. So here's my data. Okay. I'm going to go to my opponent. Of course, my Bentonville stuff's already in there, just like you would have already in there. I'll go right through here and I'll paste it. I just paste it on this side right here. Okay. I paste it and this has already been pasted. I'll go ahead and just do it. Paste it. Okay. And then you can see where I stopped pasting number 25. And so I need to go back over here. Here's number 25. I'm going to go back up here and highlight 26 and go down through here and highlight all these bad boys. And they got a bunch of kids on here without numbers. So, well, I'll kind of figure that out as we go. But I'm just getting the data on there as quick as I can. So copy that. Go right here and paste it. Okay. Now, these guys are kind of in the same situation that you are. They have a bunch of double numbers. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up adding a bunch of these numbers. But so like here's a 1 and then here's the defensive guy 1. What I'm going to do, T, is I'm going to change that to 1.1. And so I'm going to go down through here. And like if it's an offensive player, I'm going to leave it a regular number. And if it's a defensive player, I'm going to change it to 0.1. And so this is a 3. Well, that's a regular number. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to copy him down. I'm going to copy him down and put him down here also. And in that way, if he happens to play offense, I got it. And if I got defense, then I'll do 3.1. Here's a 4, so I'll do a 4.1. No, see how they switched on me? Here's a wide receiver and a linebacker, so I'm going to make this one the 4.1. It doesn't have to be in any order. In fact, I could put number 76 right here. So if Jaden Hines decides he comes in, he's number 76, I can just change that to 76. It doesn't matter. 4.15. Here's a running back defensive end, 5.1. Okay. And here also, T, what I'll do, I don't see anybody. Somebody's name I might have a tough time with. I'll try to sound it out here, like Elias Addy. I don't know if it's Addy or AT or so. Whatever. If I hear how it's supposed to be said, I'll just type it right here like it's supposed to be said. So if that's 80, I might do 80, something like that, And so when it pops up over there, it's going to show up like I would say it, and I'll do that with our guys, right? If there's one of our guys that might have a tough time, like this is Mall and it's not spelled that way, but I just typed it in that way so I could say it correctly. Most of these guys I know. But if somebody has a weird name that says it differently than I thought, I'll just type it in over here the way it should sound because they don't care what it looks like. Okay. And again, and then over here, right, this number, you can see how it sees equal I2. I don't know how much you know about Excel, but that comes from here. And then this Josiah Robinson, well, that comes from J2. And then I got and then a quote, because that's going to put a space in there, N2. And what I did there is I wanted to make sure I see what position they play just to make sure that I'm correct when I do it. When I do radio, I'll pull all this stuff up so that I can, maybe say a little bit more. He's 5'10", junior, whatever I might say from that. But that's neither here nor there. You don't have to say all that stuff, right? And so once that data is in there, I'm good. Okay. So this is not Conway. This is, I think it's Lee Summit North, but I might be wrong. It may not even be that. And I might change the colors and add the mascot, just to somewhat make it look a little bit better. And I know that 7 is our quarterback. So 7, I'm going to type it in. And I don't know who their quarterback is, but I got number 1 right here. So I'll type in 1, or if it's somebody else, if Brian notices the first possession that it's somebody else, I just highlight that cell and type that number in. So let's just type in another number, right? So let's say I had number 3. Well, it's not number 3, it's number 1. So I just highlight that cell, type in a 1. Okay. And I don't ever highlight these cells down here. And I probably should lock those in case I don't accidentally do something. Okay. And then once I do that, I go up here to that 2 and I just highlight the 2 and highlight this 6. And as I hit enter, it just goes back and forth, back and forth. And I'm using a 10 key for this, not using my keyboard on my computer. Okay. So let's say first play of the game, Slepecki makes a pass to number 1. So I type in, so Brian will say pass to number 1, caught. I hit 1 and I hit enter, caught by Aiden McCarthy. Right, and then let's say number 6 makes the tackle. Well, it should be 6.1. So I'll type in 6.1. No, there's not a 6.1. I'll have to get that fixed. So I think I did a 4.1. So 4.1, Caleb Green made the tackle. And then he'll tell me for how many yards and how many whatever. But then, like I said, I just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so that information is there. I can't think of anything else. Like, this is years of doing it that I've just gotten, I'm really good at 10 keying already. And so that's what I do with that. I do have a tab down here also for captains. And so when the captains get ready to come out, Brian will tell, hey, our captains are these numbers. And so I'll just type them in as I go. And that brings up the captains. And then this is, as it already says Lee Summit North, because it comes from there. So let's say that their captains are, 5, 9, 72, and 67. They don't have a 72, I guess. They must not have a 67. Did I do something wrong? No, they don't have a whole lot of big numbers at all. This guy right here is a 73 and a 30. So what I'll do is I'll add another line, and I'll type him in as a 73 and a 77, just in case. So it doesn't matter. Whatever number I type in, that's what it's going to look up. 64 is a number that works. So let's go here and type in 64. There, see, I know that number works. Okay. Man, if you think that's advantageous to you or that can help you, just let me know. That's just the way I work it, and it's just worked out pretty well for me. I like it better than looking it up on paper. So I think that's all I got for you. That's probably better than trying to explain it to you via email or text. But if you got questions, man, just let me know, bud. Always willing to help out, friend out.